Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Karan Kharode, and in today's video we are going to see the implementation of push notifications in Flutter using Firebase Cloud Messaging. For that purpose, we need a Flutter project and a Firebase project to implement the push notifications. So let's get started. First of all, we will create a Flutter project using the command flutter create. Once the project is created, we will go to the Firebase website. Now the project is created. Now let's move to the Firebase website. There on the Firebase website, add a new project and then enter the project name that you want to enter. After clicking continue, enter the default Firebase account and continue to the console. Wait until the project is created, and once the project is created, create a new Android app in the Firebase console, and the package name needs to be similar to the one in your Android manifest.xml. Now enter a project name and click on continue. Download the Google services.json file and paste it inside your Android and app folder. First of all, go to Android folder, then inside the app folder paste the Google services.json file. Make sure that you are not leaving brackets in the name of the file. Just rename the file to Google services.json. The Google services.json file should look like this. Now follow the given SDK instructions and copy the lines given on the website and paste them in the build.gradle file, and then we will paste the remaining inside the app level build.gradle file as directed on the website. Just like this. Now after pasting all the given lines, continue to the console and your Firebase app and the project will be created. Now we will need three dependencies. First is Firebase Core, second is Firebase Messaging, and third is Flutter local notifications. Install all the three inside your popspec.yaml file. Firebase Core, Firebase Messaging, and Flutter local notifications. Hit Ctrl+S or enter Flutter pub-get. Now the three dependencies will be installed and a plugin registrant file will be generated by the Firebase Core. This used to be done manually before this update. Now our project is set up and it's time to import the dependencies that we installed. Now we will initialize our Firebase project. For that purpose, we are going to write a line in our main method, that is await firebase.initializeApp. Since firebase.initializeApp needs an await, therefore we need to convert the main function into an asynchronous method. So write async in front of the main, and make sure that you are writing future void as the return type of your main method, because the main method needs to return future. Make sure that you are writing future void. Now add this line to ensure that widget's Flutter binding is initialized. In the next step, we have to initialize the notifications channel for Android. This will help in receiving notifications. This is going to be a top level initialization, that is a global initializations. Paste these lines in your main.dart file above the main function. In this, you are specifying an ID, a title, and a description of the notification channel, as well as the importance and the sound playing boolean. Now it's time to initialize our Flutter local notifications plugin. This is also a top level initialization. So you just have to write these lines here, that Flutter local notifications plugin is initialized. Write it like this. Now at last, we have to initialize a top level function for handling the background messages. The function looks like this: Firebase Messaging Background Handler, and what it does is it just initializes the Firebase app once a notification is received in the background. Now whenever a background message shows up, this function will initialize the Firebase app. Now it's time to handle all the three cases of notifications. First case is when app is in background, and the second case is when the app is in foreground, and third case is when the user clicks in notification when the app is in background. So if the user clicks on the notification when app is terminated or in the background, it should show something. So we can handle all three cases. So let's see one by one. First, we will handle the background messages. We have already written a background message handler. Now we will write the Firebase Messaging background message handler. So write it like this. Next up, just real quick, we will add these lines in main method to set the Firebase local notifications plugin implementation. This is for Firebase local notifications plugin and also for Firebase messaging. Now let's handle the foreground notifications. Write the following code inside the init state method. Firebase messaging provides you with a stream for listening to the notifications. If we receive a non-null notification, we are going to show a notification using the local notifications plugin that we installed earlier. We created an init state method and now we are going to write the Firebase messaging on message listener. In that we are going to check if the notification is not null, and if it's not null then we are going to show a local notification. For that we will just assign the notifications parts to two variables and then check if those are not null. Now we will use the Flutter local notifications plugin to show the notification. In this show method we have to include the hash code, title, body. In the notification details we have to specify the Android notification details. In particular we have to give the channel ID, channel name, channel description and the color and the icon for the notification. These are optional, but if you want a custom icon and sound, you can also specify here. For now I have given a blue color to the icon, and for the icon I have used @mipmap/IC launcher. You can find this mipmap IC launcher inside the resources folder. In a case where we will click on notification and open the app from terminated or background state, we will show an alert dialog with the contents of the notification. For that we have to write a Firebase messaging.onMessageOpenedApp listener. Just like the previous case, we will also write here Firebase messaging.onMessageOpenedApp.listen, and then we will take the message parameter and then we will assign a remote notification and Android notification parameters inside the two variables, and then check if these two are not null. And if these two are not null, we will show alert dialog. In the alert dialog, I am going to give the title of the notification, and then in the contents, I am going to give the body of the notification. I will assign the body and the title inside a text widget, and then it will be shown on the alert dialog when user clicks on the notification in background or terminated state of the app. This was the complete setup for Firebase push notifications. Now we will just test how our notifications are going to look. Now I will show some notifications using the local notification plugin on clicking this floating action button. Let me just change the name of this function, and we will also use the value of counter variable. We are going to name the function as show notification. Now after set state, I will just use the Flutter local notifications plugin to show a notification when some user clicks the floating action button, and this method is called. In the Flutter local notifications plugins show method, I am going to give an ID of 0, and in the title I will just write testing and the value of the counter, and in the body I'll just write how you doing. And in the notification details, I'll just specify the Android notification details. Just like we did in the previous one, I will just specify the notification details, and for Android I will specify Android notification details. This is going to contain channel ID, channel name, channel description and the importance for the notification. I am going to give the blue color for this notification, and I am going to set the play sound to true, and I am going to give the icon as mipmap/IC launcher as done previously. Now our complete setup is done and we are ready to proceed. I'll just rename the method in the floating action button to show notification, so that this method is called when a user clicks on the floating action button. Now our setup is ready and our project is connected, and we have also configured the notifications. It's time to test the notifications. We'll just quickly run the app and see there's an error here. I'll just convert this void. I'll just convert the return type of the main method to future void. As I mentioned earlier, we have to convert this return type to future void. I'll just run this method and our app is running now. So this is how it's going to look. When I click on the floating action button, a notification is thrown, and this is how it looks. I'll just do it again and then we'll see how it's going to look. Yes, this is the blue colored icon and the title and the body, and now whenever I just click on that floating action button, it's going to push a notification with the counters value. Now it's time to test the notification with the Firebase Cloud Messaging. I'll just create a new message here and I'll just send a new message here, and I'll enter the title that's testing, and then I'll enter the body that I'm fine, I'm doing fine, and then I'll just send this message. I'll just go through the few steps here. I'll just target the particular app that I created here, and then I'll click on next, and then I'll click on next again, yeah, and multiple times, and then I'll just publish this notification, and we'll wait for some time because it takes time sometimes. Wait for it. Yeah, legendary. So the notification is here. You can see the notification. I just entered the title and the body, and it's matching here. The notification is arriving, and you can see that notification is arriving perfectly with the audio as well. I don't know if you might not be able to hear the audio, but the audio is coming because we just set play sound equal to true. And now we'll just send another notification when the app is in background, and then we'll try to click on the notification and see if the alert dialog comes or not. I'll just send the previous notification like the previous one, and we'll wait for the notification again because it is going to take time, some time at least. Okay, the notification has arrived here. You can see. I'll just open it and I'll just click on it, and we'll see what happens here. I'll just click on the notification, the app is opened, and the alert dialog has opened as well. So we have handled all the three cases here, when the app is in background, foreground as well, and in terminated state as well. So this is how it works, and that's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching and keep up the support. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.